Hello Gemini, welcome back to my channel, The Vibes Inside. I am Mariana and I am preparing now here to do your next reading, Gemini. I feel like I have already like a direction for these round of readings. It's definitely about individuation or to individuate from something or someone. So you being the twin dynamic in the zodiac, Gemini, I think it's interesting now to read for you. In the sense that you don't need to have a twin in flesh and blood, you could have, of course. But you could have Gemini somewhere strong in your chart, personal planets, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars and Mercury. That's the planets I regard as personal planets, and you can have Gemini somewhere in there. Maybe you have more than one placement. And somehow I feel like you could have more than one dynamic of Gemini playing out. So let's say you have a real a flesh and blood twin. But you also, and because I have this individuation thing going on in this reading, I think it's like you could have a real twin, like a flesh and blood twin, with whom you have a relationship, of course. Some say that when you have an existing twin in flesh and blood beside you, same age, you're born the same day, within minutes perhaps, there is a special link between twins, especially identical twins, they say. I don't know, well, I guess there could be something about this, having shared the same womb at the same time, and knowing that like small children and I guess fetuses also, while they are still growing, could be quite open in the sense that they take in a lot of information around them. We also know from like children that are born too early, children that are very small, that they are shielded, that as much as possible you shield them from the exterior world, because it's like their brain is still not actually able to deal with all the impressions from the world, right? But the point of this, why I'm mentioning this, is this idea of being very open and receptive of whatever comes towards you, to the point that this can become too much information, too much pressure, or too much noise or something for the children, right? When you share this, if you have a shared experience with another twin, it's not uncommon that twin births are a bit premature. Maybe that's one of the reasons why the link between the twins are very intense or special. Yeah, maybe that's the reason why sometimes and I guess triplets and well, what is that? Four links, four, I don't know, quadrillion. I don't know what it's called when you have 4 or 5 children, but that's also more uncommon. But I guess there is like a sensitivity that is a bit more present, perhaps, especially maybe between the twins, because they have a shared experience, perhaps. Now I'm actually doing, I said I wouldn't do that and have 2 cards now from the same deck. This is different. The other readings were horizontal like that. Okay, I go with it. I was actually over here, I was deciding on this, and then I shifted my mind while I was talking. I will have a card here to clarify some of that, why that is maybe necessary. Because now I have 2 cards from the same deck. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, it's just not what I normally do. So maybe, Gemini, you are doing something different. Anyway, so Geminis can be in flesh and blood. But then you don't have to be a Gemini zodiac, right? You could be any kind of zodiac and still be twins. If you are Gemini and twin, like you are Gemini zodiac and you also have a flesh and blood living twin, it will be of course be emphasized. It will be more, right? Actually, for just a short moment, I was wondering if it is even possible as a twin, with a living flesh and blood twin, to individuate. Like becoming your own version of you. If you have an identical twin, is that even possible? I guess that usually the twins have a... well, they look identical. They can even talk identically, they can dress identically, they can be each other's, maybe even switch, like sometimes use this other twin's name and act like them, like the other, and people will have a hard time, people that don't know them well will have a hard time actually seeing who is who. Only maybe their parents or only maybe like close siblings may like know like very distinct things to separate them, right? To know who is actually who. I do believe that there is usually a dynamic between the twins where one is maybe a little more leader-ish and the other a little more follower-ish. But I also think that if you somehow separate them. Let's say when they go to school, they get to go in different classes, right? That they are not in the same class, not in the same classroom, attending the same class. That you separate them. I think that they can actually individuate a bit more from each other, allowing them to have like a different experience. Whether this is a good or bad thing, I don't know. I think for the individual, it probably could be. For the twin dynamic, I don't know. It must be a bit like, I don't have a twin like that, right? But so it must be a bit like always having someone. It's like looking in the mirror all the time, except that they are alive. They actually have their own voice. They actually that would be a bit like looking at yourself in the mirror, and your mirror reflection starts acting on its own, different than you perhaps. But because there can be this telepathical link or this heart coherence link between them, it's like they usually follow each other in some way. So, well, I guess I'm asking those of you who do have a twin, and especially if you are Gemini also, Gemini zodiac, is it possible to individuate as a twin? And do you even want to? Like, that is also another thing. If you identify as a twin, this is your twin. We are twins. We are born the same day. We grow up together. We see each other every day. We may even sleep in the same room. And if I'm separate from them, I feel separate. Like I feel that something is missing. Like a part of me is missing. I don't even know if you separate twins by at birth. So they get separate parents. They get separate families. I think there has been some television series about something like that. That even though they never knew about each other, even though they never knew that someone like them existed, they had no idea they were born as a twin. Like there has been these records that if one got very ill, the other one or felt it. You know, they could feel it. They could feel that something was off. So if someone was in a car accident, the other one could, you know, have a blackout. Maybe they got or they fell in some way. They suddenly experienced exhaustion or something because someone else was going through something. I don't know if that is possible. I guess it is. So I guess I feel like I'm going to have like contradictions of energies. I guess also like this twin idea is like living in the shadow of someone else. Like this idea that you I also think like this: is it encouraged? Like, is it encouraged that that the twins remain twins, in the sense that the parents, they buy identical clothes to them, for them. They have the same shoes, they have the same jacket. Is it encouraged to somehow keep them as twins, or are they encouraged also to, that it's okay if they wanna try something else, or they don't wear the same clothes, or one is perhaps like really girly, and one is maybe a bit of a like boyish, right? And is that encouraged, that they can? I think it also depends on the environment, right? That what are you taught or shown, or is it, oh, those cute little twin girls, right? It's like, are you always coupled together? And has that kind of been the thing, that you are an item together? And you're not supposed to have an individual identity, that your identity is always linked with each other somehow. The idea that a twin knows my thoughts, right? My twin, I can only look at them, they know my thoughts immediately. Well, other people may have that as well, but this can be over distances. This can be just knowing there's something wrong, wanting to call them. I'm also wondering, like, is there always a wish for peace between them? Like individual identical twins. Like, do they seek like this peace between them? Is there always a sense of balance? And that's why they call each other when they feel that there's something off, right? Because they mutually want that. And then there could be the question of the individual twins, like two separate pregnancies in the same womb at the same time. And they don't look identical. They can be different sexes, and of course they can be dressed differently, and they can be raised differently, and they can have very different personalities. And maybe sometimes, there can be equally as much turmoil between them as there can be peace. Because they're not the same, right? They're not that like the identical twins. It's an interesting phenomena, actually, I think. And I guess also if one twin loses the other, that one of them dies, it's a grief, but I think it is more. Like, it's more than I don't know if I can allow myself to say that it's more, but it's different than other kinds of losses. Okay. this was the center card, so I'm going to take that one first, of course. The other ones, I did them horizontally. I actually thought I should do this as well. Maybe it's because there's this dual, like a dual thing, like there's two, right? Two sides of a story, two sides of a coin. You are both one and the other. Your strength is like where you show a particular strength, your twin may show weaknesses. Or you show, it's like the persona is split in two. So you get to see from one twin maybe a bit of a more leadership perspective and initiative, and the other one more of a follower. But if you could join them in one, it would be more of an individual experience. I don't know if that's a thing. It's just so I guess that when you are dealing with twins or twin element or yin and yang or like a dual thing, I guess that's also why I think that Geminis can sometimes be confused in their own skin, right? Because there's this on one side and on the other, and like what to do actually about something. Let's have a look at the cards here. Yeah, of course, right? Two of Cups here. Two Cups. Just feeling into this card here. Shows like a yin and yang or masculine and feminine here. Again, the traits of two sides of a coin, two faces. Sometimes yin and yang is, or the Gemini is shown with these two masks, one happy, one sad. So I get a very, 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 very gentle feeling to this. I get recognition also, like a it feels like a very gentle approach to maybe contact in some way. I hear slow recognition, like a so either we have estranged twins here that have been apart from each other for a long time, you know, they could, as I said, that they could be man and woman. They could have different lives. They may have been away from each other for a long time, and there is this Ace of Air. Well, this can be a contact. Ace talks about new beginning or a startup of something. A startup of, well, this could be a letter. Um, you know, you haven't heard from someone in a very long time. It could be a love letter. It could be a letter of, well, maybe a very gentle request to, I hear reconcile, to find common ground. Well, it could be an SMS, a text message. This can be I feel more like letter. I want to say like old-fashioned letter. I just see this envelope on a desk, right? Like really old-fashioned, sitting down, opening this letter, and you can see this handwriting. So this is rather specific. Maybe it doesn't have to be like that. It's just that's what I feel like here. I just feel like there's something between you that is, because we have the moon here, right? And it's kind of just dipping its nose in between them here. It's like there's a story here. Could be a shadowy one, right? A story between them here. And it could make it difficult to look at each other, right? It has this tune, I think, so that a gentleness and an openness, or a mutual wish to somehow overcome something is here, I feel like. For those of you who do not have a twin in flesh and blood, we could talk about that this is another side of you, right? That is gently but surely trying to show itself, perhaps. Another side of you that is, yeah, I get this feeling of like there is a story here between you, right? Like whatever this is, it's like there is love here, right? Otherwise, there wouldn't be a Two of Cups here. There is love here, but there's also a story between them that may have, yeah, I get estranged, like estranged them from each other. Moon here, like the moon planet can, well, this can be something shadowy, like it can be lies. It can be a secret. Just feeling into the fact of secret, like a secret love affair, secret love, secret. But it's a very gentle one. It's very, very, very gentle and no, it has this touch to it, like you see someone across a room and somehow you just know. And it's like that eye contact is very gentle. It's yeah, get very, very, very kind and very gentle, and like that. There's definitely love here, right? There's like a, but I still feel slow recognition. Like it's like it may take a few days, right, to actually understand who you've met here. Like you may have met someone, or you're reconciling, or it's like a slow settling in, gentle feeling of love. I feel like mutual love. It's nothing, it's not quick, it's not this hot and feisty attraction. It's not like that. It's different, this one. But I do get a feeling like there is something that there's a reason why. So this could be, like and with the letter here, like this could be someone maybe you were childhood sweethearts, you know. Um, maybe you were best friends once. Again, love can be many things, but there's this. Mm, yeah, it's quite gentle, and maybe a bit vulnerable also, right? Like the fishes here, the fish, and I do actually get like a Pisces energy from it. It's very gentle and sensitive in nature. It's like they both know, right? And it may not scare them away, but it also touches. It's vulnerable, and but for both of them, right? For both of them, like this slow recognition even though there may be something here that, but I think it's like the love trumps it. It's even though there is something here, there is the love between them is more. The Ace of Air here, I feel like there could be a letter, but it may not be for all, right? This could also be a bit like a recognition, like an instant recognition. It feels a little bit like when I look at this Pegasus here, it's like he is almost like birthed from the ground here, or from the sky. He's jumping out of the cloud here. So, and for some reason, I just feel like we see the moon here, and then there's this light beam, a bit like the same light beam here, like something comes out here as a release, or something, maybe a peace offering, or like between them. But even though there is maybe a black history here, or maybe there is a story here, it's like something is very gently and very beautifully shown, or becomes real between them here. And I get like a very, in a very gentle, it's just this, it's like a slow recognition that I'm like them, or they are like me, but because I've tried to protect myself, they had no choice but also protect themselves, right? And it somehow created this mismatch between us, but actually deep down we are the same, perhaps, here. Or we are much more alike than we could ever imagine. So this goes especially for, people who do not have an identical twin. This is meeting someone, and they may have Gemini in their chart. They sometimes it goes like that you meet up with, especially like maybe Venus Gemini, right? That you could fall in love with someone. So this Ace of Air could be like an instant recognition, or an instant knowing that we share something here. We share a story, maybe. That's a short story of Pegasus, right? But this bewinged horse here can also talk about, like the feeling of this is an extraordinary connection. It's an extraordinary connection that we are sharing here. Even though there is karma between us, or there's a story here that potentially could make us not see each other. But there's also something else, and I feel like it trumps it. Maybe not instantly. As I said, it feels like it's a gentle slower incoming recognition that is building these cups here. And the more and more they look at each other here, the more they will recognize that they are actually more the same or more alike than they are estranged. Or that the story here is not all there is. So then I took another card here, and it was from the same deck, so I'm kind of curious about that one. The Sun. The Sun is, it's considered the most happy, joyous, abundant card in the world, in the zodiac, and in the tarot deck. There is a lot of potential with the Sun. It has momentum, it has drive, it has joy, it has maybe fun. We could talk about attraction also with the Sun, like the fire, but that I do actually not. Well, but potentially that could be what's behind it, right? That the Sun, like what we see here is the Sun, like that it's shining behind them here, far away, right? And they are joined. They join eye contact because of that Sun. It could be that you have the same Sun. Maybe you have the same Sun sign. Or, it could be something like, if you believe you are a starseed, that you come from the same universal galaxy or something, right? That there's something that is joining you here that has the same, like it has a message that is the same for you, like, or it could be you have shared convictions, shared worldviews. Your meeting connects through the Sun, through a Sun, the Sun, a Sun, a fire. It could be a joint mission. Like, you look at each other and you just know that you are, again, I feel like alike, but you could still be yin and yang. You could be like joint forces here with a joint mission or a joint fire, a joint. Well, the fire can indicate leadership. It can indicate it's a Leo energy. Leadership, go-getter energy. But it's just like, and again I get this feeling, it's like for some reason it's like all this go-getter energy, all this is what I want, this is what I demand, this is what I seek, it's like it's not here. Like, this is not, like, between you, it's not like that. This is quite feisty, A go-getter energy, that could be, we could talk about major attraction here. Like I just said it, right? I said this is not a hot, a feisty, like instantly attracted, sexually attracted to each other. No, 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 no. This is not like, it's almost like there's a distinction between, this is not like that. This is like I heard homecoming also. Like there is something about maybe like a shared, it's like you just know. Like when your eye lock contact, your eyes contact lock in, it's like you just know. We share the same story. We may even share the same shadow, right? We may even share the same wounding. But it's because we come from the same place. Like we have the same, I don't know, galactic story or something. We are, we share the same story. Somehow we just know, like when our eyes lock in, it's like we just know. We just know that we share the same, we share something common here. We are birthed from the same place or star, or maybe environment or something. There is a recognition of something familiar. I feel like it's familiar. It's familiar, and I think that's it. Like because it's familiar, it's like you don't have to fight or demonstrate power or take charge or something. It's like the weapons just fall to the ground. We're the same. We're the same here. We want the same. We look for the same. We have the same worldview. We share the same. We do want the same. We have the same interests. And it's a very gentle, maybe like it could be this feeling of it's just slowly coming into awareness. And it could be that someone says something, right? They could write a letter, as I said, they could reach out with contact, they could say something. I also get the feeling of almost like, like it's out in the open. Like now Pegasus is out in the open. It is set. It is recognized. It's known. It's here. It is, we see it together. I just said it. You know this now. I may have declared something to you. This could almost be, well, with the twins, I would say this could be a sense of like telepathy, maybe even. That it's out in the open, like the message is sent and someone is receiving it here. But there's nothing forceful about it. It's not a, I want to convince you, you have to believe me, you know, it's not like that. I get a very, very gentle, very fish-like. You know, like the fish, if the fish wants to say something, because it has no armor, the only thing the fish has is its slippery quickness. So when it comes in, you know, it may be a bit cautious, and what's coming forth here could be quite gentle and a bit cautious, maybe a bit shy, you know, like it's a little thing, like the thing on the table, the envelope, the thing in there is maybe just a little thing, but I feel like it's enough to understand something here. It could be as simple as I see you now, right? Or I know now, or I get you now, right? Or something like that. It's like a, and then I want to say, like, the sun for me, well, of course, yes, it represents leadership, go-getter energy. It's solar plexus energy. It's fiery. It can be very feisty and fun and everything. But there is something about this card that also tells me something about the universe, something about like how old the sun is. That there's something about time here. That there's something about eons, something about something about time and eons, that this is something that has existed for a long time. When we come together here and we share our energies, it could be the feeling of like a glow up, like well, I guess there could be sexual attraction here, or sexual energies as well, but it could be like joint forces, right? When we join forces, we become stronger, right? If we join forces, we become stronger. I think for twins who do have a flesh and blood twin, I think that when they are together, they do feel stronger. They do feel like they are a united front, you know, like towards whatever may come. Like, I think they do supplement. This is like a supplementing each other. Like, where I'm weak, you are strong, and where I'm weak, you are strong, right? That there's something that if we join our forces here, we will be a power couple maybe here. Like, we will be stronger, right? And it will be more fun. This will be a more successful life also. Maybe the leadership part, that if we join forces, if we can somehow join forces, instead of maybe let some story here be like separate us in some way, then I think we could be powerful together here. Again, it says the sun here, and where we have a sun in our solar system, but there are more than one, right? There are more suns out there. They are just further away. So there could also be something about like the sun. What is the message of the sun? Whatever mission is here in the sun. What is it that the sun wants to achieve? Maybe you have joint mission here, like a joint goal. It's like you hear the same message. Your core is the same. You have the same inner core message. You share. I don't know, if you are common starseed, you would share something common. Something is in common between you. Like in your heart chakra perhaps, and it just overrides, like it trumps whatever this is. Like this feels like an opening, like finally there is a sense of mutual understanding, or okay, now I see, now I get it, or I see you now, right? I see that you are me and I'm you, like we are the same in some way. So of course this is a very special connection. I do feel that with the twin energy, and I think that even those energies here, well, I don't know about incarnation and all this. Is it really true that we plan it before we come here? But let's say it is. And let's say that these twin souls, that they have chosen to incarnate in two different like scenarios or families or even countries to somehow find each other anyway, right? So they incarnate in something. They adapt to whatever this is. They grow up, and then you could say, is it still possible to find each other, even if do we feel it? Can we feel this connection? Is it still there? Can we find each other again? I don't know, but it feels like it has been estranged. Like there has been a cut, I think. But something is out in the open. Something may have been said, and it's out in the open. And I think because of that, it's like a liberation, or like a first step, or a first move, or like a reconciliation wish, or like maybe a love letter. But you know, like it comes in with it. It's not a love letter in like it's a gentle one. Even maybe a gentle request. Maybe it's as simple as an invitation for coffee, right? And you know, you could go to that coffee meeting and have all kinds of expectations, because last time you talked with them, you know, you had this story between you. There was this tension, or all this anger or something. But this time it just feels different. It's like you've clicked into the same, and like the same message. You click into the same vibration or something. But I still get this feeling of like it's maybe a bit slow, you know, it's a very gentle incoming feeling. It could be that you just, you know, you lock eyes with someone in a room, and it's just, you know, it's like there's something about them, and then just very slowly, you know, you stand in one side of the room, they stand in another, and nobody's moving. You just have this eye contact, right? And it's like there's this like slow, and I feel like just a slow, kind recognition that I think they're like me, right? They are like me. And this is a difference. Like this is the difference between like physical fire attraction and love attraction. Like it's a totally different experience. it doesn't mean that if you come together that there could be more, right? That there could be something else. But I get more like joint mission, joint like a power couple with a common leadership. You are in this together with the same mission or the same purpose or the same. The more you look at each other, the more this gets emphasized. Like the more they mirror, the more you mirror each other with the it's like a reinforcing of each other's energy. Or you could say confirming it to each other, right? Confirming that you are you and I'm me, and we are the same. We have the same goal, we have the same vision, we have the same. And this is special because maybe you've never met someone like that before. Like maybe you've just never had that experience of mutual exchange, right? Mutual understanding. It's like, again, you can just look each other in the eyes, and it's like you could just get each other. Almost like you are one, right? That you are now joined, like joined in some way. And I think that it feels good, like it feels like a good thing. It feels like I get like homecoming. It feels good. It feels reassuring. It feels like confirmation. It boosts something. It boosts like the joy and the abundance feeling. Let's have another card here. Yeah, door to romance. Like, yeah, it's like they are your door to romance. Like Two of Cups and door to romance. Like that is not normal to have both cards in. They boost everything. Like that's what I feel. I get Jupiter energy also with this one. Like they boost your energy. Like you together boost each other's energy. So, and that's the reason why, if there has been some kind of shadow here between you, or there has been, you haven't seen each other, or there has been separation, or there has been estrangement or anger or something. Like this heart connection, it's going to just throw everything away. Like it will. This is going to just be like overwritten. I feel like it's going to be overwritten. Something will shine even brighter, like the merging will be the sun. And you could say the moon could be the separation, that when you are apart, the sun is not there. Like the song where it says there's no sunshine when she's gone, right? That when you are apart, there's the moon here. And that is mutual for both of you. And when you come together, the sun shines. The happiness returns. The rejoicing, the gratitude, the love is back, right? Being estranged from someone here is a terrible feeling. Like it doesn't feel right. It hurts, I feel like. There has been maybe mutual hurting here between you. And maybe that's why the Pegasus is out here, right? That something has to be said because the hurting is too much. right? It's too, yeah, it hurts too much. Again, this air of Ace of Air here, well, it is in the left position, so this could be something that happened maybe a while ago. You know, that something was said here. Um, well, the Ace of Air is usually like it's a beginning of something or a start of something or something new, something, an air can be everything that has to do with communication, throat chakra, something said, something mm, I want to say with twin energy, I would say even telepathy, you know, like something that is voiced or sound or something that is traveling, you know, like it can be a phone call, it can be a letter, as I said, old fashioned handwritten love letter. It can be a declaration of something, a declaration that of peace, perhaps, a declaration that whatever may have happened between us, I'm prepared to be open, right? I'm prepared to figure this out, right? I'm prepared to, because staying away from you, being estranged from you, hurts too much, right? It hurts too much. So I'm willing to give it a go, let it have a go. I'm willing to put in some work, or I'm willing to look you in the eyes. Again, this can be an apology, right? It can be anything that kind of, when it's it. I feel like it's almost like it's out in the open now. Now it's set. Like this can also be, you know, like yeah, a love declaration. It's like when you say it, it's like you can't just retrieve it again. If you tell someone you love them, it's like it's out in the open. It has been said, it has been acknowledged, it has been given, it has been sent, you could say. And then it all depends on the receiver, whether they will like take the invitation and look you in the eye and say, I see you, I understand now, or I get it now, or I'm prepared, I'm willing to look you in the eyes here. I'm willing to face whatever may come. The Two of Cups can talk about unconditional love, love that is going to conquer everything, you know, anything that could split us. Cultural differences, race differences, religious differences. It's a bit like Romeo and Juliet, right? It's like a preparing to step out getting divorced. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to choose you, right? I'm willing to, because we are choosing each other. I'm willing to, well, I hear risk everything. I'm willing to risk everything with you, right? Something like that. And that it takes a special voice perhaps to kind of say that. And this idea of facing, like it's really like facing each other, really becoming, because unconditional love is quite a journey, right? It means that you would love everything about this other person, everything. You would accept and respect and love everything about them. And one of the reasons why you do that is because they do the same with you. That's one of the reasons why it's possible, even, right? It's because they love me the same way I love them. And it's not a common fling. This is a choice, right? A choice that we will figure this out somehow. We're figuring this out. Whatever this may be here, that potentially is, I get like out in the open, that something is maybe out of the closet. Again, it's behind the moon here, so it could be that there's shed light on something that has a shadiness to it. Or it's a secret. It hasn't been shared. It's a it could be a secret love affair that is building, right? It's building over time. Facing someone, maybe, I don't know, to get a divorce or to, get out of what they are doing. But it's definitely romance here. I even want to say, like, figuring out what romance actually is. But I get here like I don't know if you can see it, but it's like there's this heart in a cage here, and then there's a little, the key is hanging here beside the cage. So it's almost like someone is opening the door and saying, okay, I let you open the cage here. I allow you to come in and help me open the cage to my heart, right? But I get it's like a joint venture. Like you join forces, you join your hearts, I want to say. Like it's a mutual heart exchange. And because it is that, it becomes powerful. I do feel like, I guess that for I don't know, maybe it's like that for Geminis. That if they do find what could be a soulmate here, I don't know if I can even say twin flame, if you believe in that, if you really find someone who gets you like this, it just feels so, homecoming. It's like it's another part of you. And being estranged from them, it just doesn't feel right. I get a feeling of pain. Like it's hurtful. It's hurtful. Whatever the Pegasus could be here, could be that there's a secret and it's out in the open. Maybe, it has been an affair. Maybe you have somehow connected with someone, but it has been a secret. Now it's out in the open. Like I get like a bit like a skeleton out of the open, a secret. But it could also be something like, that the one who is your greatest love, maybe they are gay, So what you share is a heart connection, but not necessarily a sexual connection. But it doesn't matter, right? The heart connection is still very strong. It's the strongest one maybe you've ever experienced. And this Pegasus could be that. It could be that I can't be your lover because of this, right? I can't be that, but I can be something else. And I feel like, again, what does it mean? Like romance, what is that exactly? The estrangement here could be something that doesn't even have anything to do with either of you. The estrangement, the moon here, could be reinforced by others. So if this is your sibling, your twin sibling, and the reason for the estrangement or the reason for the separation here is maybe because of prejudice. If the family story is that you grow up and you get married and you have children, you can't be gay, right? You can't be homosexual. It doesn't fit the storyline, right? It's a disgrace to, I don't know, the family story. So maybe this is estrangement here is not even yours. Like it's something outer, that has kind of been put between you, that is somehow separating. It could be, maybe it's age. Like the moon here can be discrimination from the outside world. Maybe there's a big age gap here. Or as I said, religious beliefs, there could be even sexual things, there could be moral tradition, religion. You may live on the other side of the globe, like there could be a distance, like a physical distance. But I just get the feeling it's like there is a recognition here that as soon as it's out in the open, recognize between them here a mutual understanding between them, then it becomes a power couple. Then the joy comes back. The joy and the confidence, also the go-getter energy to let this become to open the door. Let's start this let's do this, right? Let's figure this out. But it takes investment, from both parties. It takes like a joint forces, joint beliefs, joint faith in each other, and trust in each other, right? If it has to be that, because it seems, it's very gentle, and it's very kind, and with a lot of understanding. And again, you could have one of them being avoidant, right? Because they have had their heart broken. And that could be the reason why the heart is in the cage here. That I don't know how to open my heart again. I need your help here, right? I need your help to figure this out. I don't know how to do this. But I'm willing to let you have a look. I'm willing to let you in. At least enough in, right? I want to have a card up here that kind of suggests the crown. It means perhaps the shared crown thought you have, the telepathy you may have between each other, what's going on here. I want to have a card on that, please. So I get a purple card here, which definitely talks about crown chakra activity. It says leap of faith. Believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what gives you joy. And that's what I feel like. It's like something is, again, it's the card number 0. It's a bit like the Fool card, like a beginning again, or beginning over, starting over, seeing each other. Listen to your heart, right? Listen to your heart that talks to another heart here. And do what gives you joy. If you want to be with this person, if you want to join forces here with someone, if you want to invest in someone, you should do that. It can even be an inner thing, that your inner twins or your inner voices are aligning more. Like they are aligning more with each other, They're beginning to see each other. They want to spend time together. Want to get to know each other. They are not, going in different directions, making you confused, or it's more like a joint venture. Then I would like a card at the bottom here, the root. What is it that connects them maybe here? What is their common feature? Why is it that they now see each other here? And you see here I have Ace of Fire here now. This makes perfect sense. It's like you have joint mission. Ace of Fire is a beginning of a fire here. It's a beginning of like a flame. A flame that is joined. But when you are separate, it's like you don't have energy enough to keep the flame burning. When you are joined, it starts. Right? It's like and maybe that's also why the moon is here, right? The moon is dark, where the sun is flame, right? It's a big flame, right? You have a common flame, like you have common interest and common flame, common mission, common Like your fire burns for the same things. You're interested in the same things. It's like, yeah, it's like you are one flame. Right? I have two aces here. Ace of air. I have ace of fire. I have the leap of faith. Like, again, something new. Something. It's like you just have to, right? You just have to. What is the ace of air here? Can I get a little more on that, please? So I get the Magician card, which is definitely air energy. Again, look at this like an infinite swing with each other, an infinite connection, and we have the planet here in the background, the shine again behind it. It's like a I get a feeling that here someone has been doing something, like the Pegasus is out. I get almost the feeling of like it's a sent message or something. It's a sent message or a sent intention, a hope, a faith, recognition, an apology, but in a magician way. Like it's in a magician way, so it could be done, as I said, esoterically, telepathically. It's and they sit, like they could sit on one side here, and they know that the one they are sending to is on the other side here, right? But they're kind of, I feel like calling or calling, communicating, writing, but it could be in a magician way. In a magician way, the magician has all four elements available here, right? They can do that. They can use ether. They can manipulate or send out vibes in some way. They have abilities to do that. And the planet behind him here is green, right? So it could be the feeling that instead of having this dark planet between them, he's trying to grow something, right? He's sending a message of, well, the green is the heart chakra. It's about it is actually about love frequencies here, right? Someone being the magician, sending a message in some way. A Pegasus is also a creature of other world, like an otherworldly kind of message. It's you could say a fantasy figure or a dream figure or something. Maybe someone here is turning up in someone else's dreams. Like maybe they show up with a message. Maybe there's a sense of knowing, like you just know, right? You just know that something has been, it's out in the open, like it's ready. Like the door has opened or the heart has opened. The Pegasus is out. You can see it now. It's available. It's ready. It's maybe it's single. I don't know. But like there is a message that I am, and it could be esoterically. Like it's just like you just know that they are ready to talk, or they are ready to face you. They are ready to behind be bury anything that has a darkness to it, right? They see a more mutual interest here. A mutual flame. It's like you share wills also, like your wills are joined. Like that feeling, like it's a mutual recognition that we actually we want the same thing. Actually, what we do want this. Actually, but it could be, as I said, it could be a bit slow incoming. It could be that one may have declared something and the other ran away, or estranged. You were separated. There could be this, like that it's a slower, gentle, calm recognition in both of them, right? In both of them, that this is different, or this is special, or we do share, we do love each other, even though there has been blah, 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 blah between us. And someone here, I feel like, has been trying to mend, maybe, or send out a vibe, like a, I don't hate you, I do love you, right? I trust you, I believe in you, or something like that. It could be, as I said, it could be a message, it could be literally a letter, some kind of recognition. But again, if you have been estranged, maybe they don't have your address. Maybe they don't know where you live. Maybe they don't have your phone number, Yeah, someone has sent something here, like a radio signal or something, right? It's like a beam that is that is sent out in some way. Could be a song, a love song, a love letter, a reassurance, a peace offering, an apology, something like that. They could have been doing this, wishing to somehow find a connection. Again, here. Believe in yourself, listen to your heart, and do what gives you joy. So it's something about choosing people, or choosing the person with whom you have this very, very special connection. And again, as I said, it can be an inner journey. It can be something that you feel that you have more peace inside, perhaps. That slowly but surely there is this incoming peace and reassurance, or like a and maybe much more self-care, much more self-love. Like the romance can be with yourself, you would say, right? That you recognize that there are sides in you that may need reconciliation in some way. But that sometimes when that happens on the inside, you can also manifest something on the outside here, that suddenly someone is presenting themselves in your life as someone who is there. And I feel like it's like you, again, the shared story, a shared mission, a shared... The fire, well, I say that usually, like, the fire is what gets us out of the chair. The fire is that if something gets to a point where now enough is enough, we get up and we do something about it. And that's what I feel like this is mutual, like you have a mutual fire burning for something special here. So you could have common interests, like, I don't know exactly, it could be anything, right? Maybe it's love, that you are deeply and both of you very into the idea of finding a soulmate. Maybe it's the idea of unconditional love, what that actually is. Maybe you have a common interest or a common... that both of you are very concerned about this and values this and is a... Because these are shared cups, right? It's like a mutual investment with, with faith and trust and openness and vulnerability, I feel so also. And again, it's gentle, it's considerate and gentle, and I get also maybe patience, and it make, like it manifests with patience. I feel like it's and I think it's a choice. Like leap of faith here is like, either I do this or I don't. But if I do it, I'm doing it right. I will invest. I will choose this. And I'm not going to back down. I know that this is a special connection. I know this is the right one for me. Even though there could be any kinds of blocks or difficulties, I know that I will prevail. I will choose this no matter what. But both of them have to have that, understanding. That if they don't have that understanding, well, maybe one of them will just choose to walk away at a certain point. It feels a little bit like this is for life. This is like a life commitment. Even though we know there will be maybe ups and downs, this is going to be... It's not necessarily an easy journey, but the love here, the love is, the feeling that comes with this love is such a bliss, such gentle bliss. And that is going to be that is always going to be the choice. Like, how can I not choose this? This is my, again, this is my safe haven. They are me. I am them. Like together we are each other's safe haven. Together we have joint mission. Together we will have the abundance in life. Together we have direction also, like the sun is leadership, right? It's going but you know, it's like joint forces towards something. I get also the feeling that it's not about who is in charge here. They are in charge. It's like a common leadership, which is one of the, like, their special traits between them. Like, it's a common achievement. Like, none of them are particularly more in the leadership role than the other. Whatever they are achieving here is a common achievement. And it's only a success here if both of them are happy. Like, if both of them feel the love, if both of them are happy, if both of them are fulfilled. This is where this comes in, right? But when they are somehow separated, or one is hurting while the other is, you know, I don't know, feeling powerful maybe, it has this between them. It never really gets good unless they are both happy together. And that requires joint effort. But when it is achieved, it's definitely worth it, right? It has this sense of like almost like a supernatural love or something. It's not a normal love story, but I also want to say I don't think it's necessarily an easy one. Like, it definitely requires open heart. It definitely requires telepathy, like the linking in, becoming one, this joint experience, very, very special. Like, most people don't have that. Maybe a little more in the cross phase, where you have a crush on someone. Because this is where your hearts are very open, but then eventually, blah, blah. It's like over time, we get to see other sides of that person. And that is also here, like unconditional love is unconditional. It's everything. It's choosing each other always. That is not what we normally see in real life, right? That where we can choose each other for a time being, and maybe some are happy enough to stay together for a long time. But we also see a lot of breakups. We see a lot of what we call heartbreaks, and people have hurt each other and so on, right? It's almost, I get the feeling of like there is a joint venture here, or joint forces to figure out how to unlock the code of true love or unconditional love, perhaps here. How to unlock it, right? The caged hearts. How do we unlock the caged hearts? And we can start by unlocking our own, right? It's like there's this joint mission or something here. That's what I feel like. I hope this helped somehow, Gemini. So maybe you are experiencing, you will meet up with someone. Maybe you will suddenly meet someone in a train, or at a meeting, or some kind of festivity somewhere. Maybe by the sea here, I don't know. But there will be this kind of well, the watery element here, we can see that they are not really present with each other. Like we can see that the face is here, but then the neck is not really. It could be the feeling of like a meeting in dreams, like an astral travel, that this is an esoteric feeling or experience, a watery one, a consciousness thing that happens on a spiritual, esoteric level. Maybe that's what the magician and the Pegasus here also indicates, that this is like it's a knowingness. You just know, right? You just know here. Crown chakra, purple color, it's a knowingness. You just know that there's something here you have to pursue. There's something here you have to uphold or stay in touch with or choose in some way. The watery Piscean energy, we know that Piscean energy can be very esoteric. It can be a dream, a vision. It can be almost like having someone present in your room during meditation, like a visitation of some kind, right? That you're visited. It could be the feeling that you see someone's face while meditating, or like you have a dialogue with them. You could have a dream with them. But I get very gentle, it's not forceful, it's very gentle, very friendly, very calm. It's really trying to just be accommodating and like not pushing anything. But it's showing itself here because there's a common interest. Like you have a common interest or a common mission together here. So they are showing up for you like that. And they're asking maybe to trust me and take a leap of faith with me, right? So it could be esoteric. Again, Pegasus, it has this spirit like a spirit guide, or your soul, like a soul, your inner soul recognition, a soul recognition with another person. But you know, you could dream about them. You could think about them. You know, they are on your mind all the time. They could be. You could dream that you have astral travel with them. Very Piscean, very, very soft, very gentle, like a gentle esoteric coffee meeting. I don't know. It could be an intuitive thing with the Pegasus here and the magician. Like it's almost like an intuitive invitation. Like they would like to see you, right? They would like to talk to you. And this can be one of the things, let's say you are very much into spirituality also, Gemini, right? Maybe you do consider yourself being a magician yourself here. That's the reason why you can hear them. That's the reason why you pick up on it, and that's also the reason why you eventually will find them, or they will find you. It's because you can hear each other. You are on the same wavelength. You do have the same frequency. They have their antenna out. You understand each other. You have a mission together, I think. You have a joint flame. but separate, it's very little, right? If you join together, it becomes bigger. It becomes more expansive, I think. Even to the point from a little flame here to like a big one. And I would say like joint leadership potential for abundance, joy, fun, happiness, a happy life. But it's like the invitation is there to somehow say yes, or to, and it comes in with such gentleness and respect, and like I really don't want to overstep any boundaries or something. I really just want to love you, right? I do love you, right? And maybe there has been fears, or maybe there has been other obstacles or blocks in the way of this encounter, or this meeting, or this choice, this invitation. But and maybe that's also why it comes in very gentle, almost a bit shy. It's quiet or slow in it's quiet and slow in its way to approach, maybe here, because it doesn't want to overstep something. It doesn't want to force something or invade or something. Yeah, that's what I feel like. And it is a leap of faith. Like, do you trust this? Do you want to, do you hear the call? Do you hear the invitation? Do you understand it? Will you trust that this could be a good thing? It is the Two of Cups here, so I feel like there is definitely a recognition of something very loving here in your life. Whatever it is, it's very loving. I think there are very good intentions here. There is a common thread, like you have something in common here. It's like your fire comes from the same fireplace. Like you originate from the same, as I said, galaxy or star, your same kind of star seeds. You have, your flame is originally from the same fireplace. If you could say that, or and walking, like joining with them here would be, it is a leap of faith, but I also think it is like it's like always having a true companion. We have the dog here, but always having a true companion. And like being, they are with you through thick and thin. They will always be there. But you just have to like trust it. Will you take this leap of faith with you? That is on your mind here. Like this is in the crown chakra. Can I trust this? Will this be well, we could have a card on that, of course. Is this going to be this success? Is it going to be this Two of Cups? The leap of faith in the crown chakra could suggest that you are considering it, but not quite sure if you, I hear meet expectations. If you can meet the expectations, or that this is really true, that this is real, right? Can we have a card on that? Okay, so this is definitely a confirmation here. I get 6th chakra and Archangel Metatron, and it's actually the same here. Archangel Metatron. You're definitely in connection with some kind of spirit here. High vibrational Archangel, definitely Ace or air here. This is the third eye chakra here. Look at the brightness of this, how beautiful and shiny this is. How much air there's here. We could say that, is here Pegasus? Yeah, I guess he is, right? Beautiful spirit here, guiding you on your way here to something, someone perhaps, or they are here to help you somehow, working with them. But again, you have to allow it. Like, you have to allow that something can help you from the other side, perhaps. Again, you could have, I don't know, I said in the beginning, this could be a, well, if you have a twin soul connection somehow, well, they could be on the other side, right? Potentially you could have had a twin, like a physical twin who died, who's not in this world anymore. It doesn't mean that they are gone, like they are just on the other side. They are still there. They could be coming here, like they want to show up for you. They want to show themselves. Again, it's out of the box. It's sent. It's maybe even received, like maybe you have received the message here. You have understood who this is, right? And the leap of faith is like on your mind to engage in some way. But there's such enormous amount of love here. The Two of Cups is so beautiful. It's very, I get like it really doesn't want to overstep any boundaries. Like it doesn't want to, it wants to come in like really slow and gentle and just respect whatever steps you want to take. Again, if this is a person, like they could be like that. Like they could be, maybe they know some of your story, right? Again, because I feel like they know you in some way. You have some kind of shared understanding or telepathy. It's like they know something about you, and because they know that they cannot overstep, especially if you that your heart is, it is that you can't, you have a bit of an avoidant style perhaps. You don't know how to heal it, right? You may not know how to heal that avoidant style. So you're asking a healer in, or you're asking a spirit guide here. Maybe someone is presenting, they want to help you, right? Unlock this heart. They wanna help you open that door. They want to be a companion here. They want to be with you. Like this is very extremely beautiful energy here. 6th chakra, an archangel showing up with such an enormous glow here. Very, very beautiful. It is said that Metatron is one of the archangels that have actually walked the earth. He has actually been here, walking as a human here, having that experience. Later he has been, when he died, the human life died, he advanced, you could say, he became an archangel. But you could have some kind of soul connection with him, right? I know that Metatron is here to help the what we call the crystal children, the rainbow children. We actually have a rainbow here, right? Maybe unicorn or similar children, rainbow children. What is also called the new children, the new ray children, the children who are born with open third eyes, crystal children, rainbow children, these waves of children that have been coming in during the last 50 years or so, who have a different heart chakra frequency. They are different in some way. And I know that Metatron is one of those archangels that definitely they are, we could talk, there are children in this area, in these, within this realm that we know as autistic children, children who are considered to have deficits in some way. But they come in here with like a very fixed energy in some way because they want to show us something. Right? They are persistent in some way. And I think that it could be a spirit connection here also. But again, I feel like the twin element can be, maybe he is helping you. Like that could be the light that is here. That he acts like an intermediary. Like he's showing you something with this other twin of yours. That he is enlightening you about something. Regarding this other twin of yours, that the light we see here could be him, right? That he is an intermediary. That he's trying to mediate between you, to make you see each other, to make you understand each other. That could be why it shows up as a Pegasus here, like he is here. Like I don't know, have you been calling for an intermediary? That could be, like he's an interpreter, right? He can interpret one side and the other side, and he can make one side see the other. Like they're an interpreter. Because he sees everything, right? He knows and sees everything. So he can see all sides of all coins. So he can explain, he can be the intermediary between two very different sides, so that they eventually can actually see each other. They can look at each other and realize all the boundaries they may have put up, all the hurt that has been between them. Actually, they are not opposites, or they are not that opposite. Actually, they have a common fire here. They have common ground, but they couldn't see each other, right? That could be what is here. Like maybe both of you here, both sides here of the coin, with the help of Metatron, are able to see each other. They're willing to trust something here. So this is quite beautiful if we have an angel like this here in the midst, helping out, interpreting, and translating. Like he's a translator also, right? He can translate between like very maybe closed off energies. I have a feeling that there's something about, like an avoidancy of the heart, or blocked hearts or broken hearts here. And he's here to create a translation, or like an intermediary. He is trying to fix something. or offer some kind of resolution. This could be like a solution to a problem, the key to a problem, so that they finally see each other, right? But without the key, without the Pegasus, without this intermediary, without this interpreter or translator, you cannot, like, there is no connection, or there is only, misunderstandings, or the radio signal is disrupted or unclear. And one is sitting here on one hand trying to fill everything up with love energies, and another one sitting here having an avoidant heart, perhaps. How do you fix that, right? Well, maybe you need a bit of help here. Maybe you need a bit of help to actually see that that your flame is a common flame. It's a mutual flame. That what you want is the same. But due to, I don't know, karma, history, whatever, you're not seeing each other, or you have not been able to. So it's a leap of faith to trust something here as a companion, to kind of trust that they have something to add to your life, or open, or help you with your own heart issues, or love issues. But he's showing up twice here, Metatron, so I think that he's definitely around you, and you can invite him in. You can say yes to his knowledge, his healing. His 360 degrees vision. Which we do not have, right? You can ask him to show you something, or help you figure out maybe how to open something here, or again, intermediary to translate, or to help with some kind of connection. That's what I feel like. But it takes a leap of faith. Like, you have to trust that even though it's esoteric, maybe spiritual, or it's built on faith. Like, you have to have faith in this, even though you may not be able to see it fully, or it only shows up. Like, you can only see a bit like just a small vision. This can be fleety also, like you have like a little vision of something, and then it just evaporates and disappears. Or you feel like something is there. It's like you can feel it's in the air, it's around you. You feel its presence, and then suddenly it's like it's gone. So it will take a leap of faith to trust if you can build with this. Is this something you can... Is this helpful in some way? I think like someone like this here is... But I think it was even said in the story about Jesus' birth, right? That that it was at night, and he was born in this little among the animals, right, in the barn. And there were shepherds in the field with their sheep, and an angel appeared in front of them in the sky, and they got all shook up because it was a bright big one, telling them about this birth of this new beautiful Jesus child, right? But you know, if someone shows up like that, like in their mightiness here, like a big giant sparkling white glittery love presence here, out of nowhere, in your living room or in your bedroom, maybe you could be a bit startled, right? Maybe you wouldn't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Like your nervous system may react to it, right? And I'm not quite sure whether that's why I have this very gentle, almost like I'm just, gently tapping on the, knocking on the door, because I don't want to overstep or I like really respecting certain boundaries here and so on. I'm really just very quietly coming forward here and showing a little bit, and then maybe retrieving a little bit and then coming in again. It comes across as very, very gentle. Not wanting to overstep, not wanting to like force or be like an invasive energy somehow. So that's what I feel like. I hope this helped somehow. If you feel like you have been experiencing some kind of special experience, or you have certain dreams that kind of keep showing themselves, that's what I feel like is here. I hope this helps somehow. Please take care of yourself out there, Gemini. I send you my very best love and light to you. Bye bye.